What is up, everybody? 49's Fine, back at you again today with another precious metals video, and today we're going to talk about why silver and gold will never actually gain any value. Let me just preface this video by stating this is not financial advice, this is for entertainment purposes only. I ripped my glove. I think I need to get a bigger size, because these are freaking tight, man, but yeah, it ripped. My glove has a boo-boo. So we all know that silver and gold is an excellent store of value because it's getting harder and harder to mine, and there's only so much of it in the world. One day we will run out. One day it'll get to a point to where new underground resources have ran dry and we just won't have any more. That day is coming. Maybe it's, I don't know, 30 years from now for silver, 60 years from now for silver, maybe 100 years. Who knows? But we know that there's only so much of it in the world. It's being used industrially. It's being stored en masse by central banks and stackers like us. But what I want to kind of focus on today is the common misconception that this is gaining value. And I just don't think that it is. I don't think that silver or gold or platinum or rhodium necessarily gains any value. What I think actually happens is I think our world currencies lose value. Not only do our world currencies lose value, but these metals also get more and more scarce as we go along, and we find more use cases for these industrially as we go along as well. For example, silver is used in technology a lot, and technology certainly isn't going anywhere. We're only going to have more and more of it. It's only going to get more complex. So the demand for silver industrially, especially for things like solar panels, as we move further and further towards a green future. Electric cars are becoming more prevalent. I think they're like 6 or 7% of the market right now. In 15 years, I bet you they'll be like 25 or 30% of the market. So I'm not worried about silver losing any industrial value or utility. And as we move forward into the future, our reserves are going to run drier and drier. Now, recently there was a video by Silver Dragons where he kind of found out, or what it seems like he found evidence that there's a lot more silver above ground in reserves than we thought there was. And that's going to kind of increase the time window for this to become a scarce, precious metal. But in any case, we're going to keep using it. We're going to start using more and more solar panels, and more cities and towns and companies are going to be using these technologies and solar power, especially electric vehicles. I feel the demand is only going to increase for silver. Now, gold is an interesting one. I don't think it's used quite as much as silver is industrially, but it has been the main store of value for the human race since the beginning of time. There's something primal about gold. We want to hoard it. When we hold it, we feel like we have to keep it. We don't want anyone else to have it. There's something primal about that yellow metal that just really gets to us humans and makes us want to store it. And we also know that there's not very much of it. We're going to run out of it. So I think that the notion that these things gain value, I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I might be nitpicking, but who cares? This is a precious metal channel. I want to talk about everything. These things don't gain value. The only things that they gain is scarcity and utility, especially silver. So what do we have here? As we move forward into the future, we find more and more use cases for these precious metals. We also have less and less of it over time. There's only so much of it. And the world currencies are losing value. Fiat systems are designed to die. They are debt systems. They're not meant to last forever. They're not based in anything of actual value. Fiat systems are temporary. They're very, very good in the beginning. They make a whole bunch of profit and interest in the beginning, but after a while, it starts to degrade from the inside out. There becomes too much of it. It's a baseless system. And when our common unit of transaction is something that's eventually going to degrade into nothing, things like silver and gold will get harder and harder to get a hold of, because 1 ounce of silver will always be 1 ounce of silver. That's all it is. It's just 1 ounce of silver. So I think that's an important distinction, is to really understand that it's not necessarily the metal that's gaining value, it's everything around it losing value. That's why it's so important to get a hold of this stuff, because the financial systems that we use run on a temporary basis. But this stuff has been money since the beginning of freaking time. That's why it's important to get a hold of this stuff. This is God's money. It doesn't have the need to change. The spot price does not determine its value in the grand scheme of things. The spot price is just its representation in fiat dollars. If the spot is at 30 bucks, that's its current representation in fiat dollars. But one day, these systems are gonna crash, and I'm of the opinion that if you have some of this stuff, you're in a really good spot. I just wanted to talk about that today. It's kind of a different way to look at precious metals. Dollars are being printed in mass every single day, month after month, year after year, and they're only losing more and more value. So it's good to get a hold of something that is pretty finite and hard to mine. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. More videos coming out very soon. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.